right, let's get started here. All right, so first up, we've got Cameron Casey. I'm telling you, you've been warned. I look crazy right now. Got to get that fifth meal. Dude, fifth breakfast? Get that Taco Bell at 2 in the morning? Oh my God. Cameron, buddy. So your portfolio is it's quite bare right now. But it's got two very strong pieces in it. So right off the bat, 7 months ago, you made this scene. I remember when you were posting this. Very, very strong. Oh, that's great. You tagged the concept in here. We're working on security. Would you like to take a survey? Maybe later. Oh my God. Oh God. Why? Closing that survey made me open it. You saw it here first, guys. Two-step security. Okay, so let's get Photoshop going. The ghetto vibe is real, dude. The truth is out there behind a hoodie in a dark, dark place. Curious, what's going on? Okay, so this is the concept. Let's paste this here. Turn the timer on. Forgot to turn the timer on, guys. And then we'll grab this one. You're even higher res in the concept? What are you trying to do here? So we'll just kind of flick between these. So the attention to detail is quite strong. I think where it's... Well, okay, first of all, let's talk about how like well done this is. This is quite well done. The colors are pretty on point. We'll talk a little bit more about where it's shifting off a little bit. And then that little extra layer of detail. So you've got quite a bit of detail going on already, which is pretty great. What is this song? I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I'm scared. Okay, so the details of this are pretty strong. The attention to detail specifically is pretty good. And the age and wear. The age and wear. Someone was saying earlier today that age and wear. I'm like, Asian wear? Asian clothes? The age and wear of the scene is pretty good as well. There's some strangeness going on here. Maybe that's water damage though. But yeah. Whoa, there's two teddy bears. Dude, that one's totally peeking. With this music too. Why is this brush so big? I'm blinding you guys. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little... Oh, I see the eye. There it is. No, that's not creepy at all. Yeah, so detail's pretty on point. I'm just going to go straight to the things that are kind of sticking out to me. So right off the bat, like let's just add a mask and let's just hide half of it. So this is kind of cool looking, right? Because you can see. So the dark values in your scene are pretty dark. With the mask, we can still tweak the shadows. So your ranges are a little bit muted. So you're missing like this much range in the brightness. So like bringing this up to here, now the areas that are considered white in your scene are actually true white. And as long as flashbang, as long as those points aren't like full on blown out areas, you should be pretty good. And I think where it's going to be brightest is probably where the window is. Yeah, you see how bright that is. But I mean, it's pretty accurate to the scene. The other thing I would say is the red values in your scene are a little on the offside. So like probably more saturation. And I'd argue just because of the way the scene is kind of formatted that the saturation is pretty high. Oh, it's actually a little on the warmer side too. Like there's a lot of yellow in it. Wonder if I can just, if I do this, let's take the green, pull the green down, get a little bit closer to those values. Maybe take the red. Let me see what the red's doing here. Maybe it's the blue as well. Yes, a little blue removed. So let's disable this. Oh, wow. So that totally screws the window up. That's cool. Let's just, let's dupe this. Hey. Hey. Teach, dude, 14 months. Oh my God. So what we're losing out when I do that change is the greens that you're getting from here. So it's not as easy as boosting those colors or shifting the colors around. But I think you get the idea. Like, matching the colors of the concept will help a little bit. When we get into... Let me just paste this again and delete these. When you get into the smaller details, that's the other part that kind of breaks for me. These smaller things here is what really brings the final bit of detail in, and you can see how empty some areas start to look once you realize that. Like, obviously there's a character there, don't worry about that, but like there's a basket full of stuff. I wouldn't make the basket unless maybe you pile some, like even simulating some clothes or a pile of different colors of fabric in like in cloth sim would work pretty well in filling this area up. And then even if you take these bears and do different color tints and position them and skew the lengths of the legs and stuff and fatten them up or shrink them, no bow tie, different color bow ties, that'll do enough to fill the scene. Where you're nailing it though is right here. This is pretty accurate. It's pretty good. Some more posters over here would be pretty helpful. And then I think, yeah, the clothes patterns tend to have pretty noisy patterns on it, and I guess maybe you need to be careful with that as well. And now that we have RTX, you can make this mirror do the magic that's happening in this concept. Either way, it's just that little extra level of detail that would really push it. I think the thing that I would focus on the most, though, is the color reproduction and the range in your shadows versus brightness. So color reproduction being the reds, and then getting that nice bounce of the greens in this window. And then, hello. Hi, Twitch. Twitching Fox, what's up? Vertex, how you doing? And then the areas that are quite dark, like balancing your shadows. This soundtrack's so good. Blade Runner people. Blade Runner. Let's look at the rest of the stuff. I like that you brought this render in because it really lets us see like what's going on with the lighting. And you see how dark it gets back here, but this is just the lighting, and you see how dark it is here. I'm wondering, it's probably a combination of the albedo and maybe the AO bake. But I think in the lighting pass, the AO should be contributing to this. Hey. Aw, yes. Thank you. Yeah, this is super strong overall. I really like it. And the amount of storytelling going on right here, you really captured the storytelling that is being pushed in the concept art. So job well done on that. Now this thing's crazy. Is it really that insane? The Gorgan Pistol? I guess it would be. I remember when I saw that pistol for the first time, I was like, dude, this kind of looks like some Fifth Element stuff going on here. Gorgan. This is the Gorgan Pistol. Pretty cool. I like that you're showing the wires. I don't know if you need to show the wires from both directions. I think if you're going to show the wires and you can only show it once, Lily Dallas multipass, then I would show maybe the side that a player would see the most often, right? Kind of reminds me of Pod Racer. I mean, those clips are quite interesting. Whoa. I like that song, but not right now. Just doesn't fit the mood. But yeah, if you're gonna show the wireframe, probably showing the side that if it was a first-person game or third person, it's this side or more of the back view from first-person angle. And I think that'd be more than enough. And your materials look pretty good on this. They're pretty on point. I would say maybe focusing on not cutting as much geometry out of the more rounded spots. Like this area is quite round, but this area right here is pretty low. You just commit to that. If you're committing to the roundness of this, and it doesn't matter. Just make it look cool. Yeah, see how low this is? This area is smaller than this one, and I guess with the contrast of the inside of the barrel, you're gonna notice it more. But when you see this, then you can understand. When you can actually see the geometry in the non-wired version, then you're going too low, right? You could dedicate some of the geometry, maybe that's going on. Let me see what's going on here. So you could dedicate some of the geometry, the extra loops that's happening here, you could put those in here on both sides and get that little extra bit of rounding to hide the fact that it is as low as it is. Either way, it's pretty cool looking. Whoa. Whoa, thanks for the follow. Christian B, 2020, and Doozy. Is it Doozy? Doozy one? Doozy. What a doozy. What a doozy follow. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Pretty sick. So overall, it says 3D environment and props artist. If I click into this and I scroll down, what I'm missing from this scene, other than the things we were talking about, is when you look at your portfolio overall as a whole, we have a scene and we have a weapon. Fan art's always pretty cool. Totally down with that. 3D environment artists and props artists. So I guess you could consider that a prop too if it was on the table. Now, the fact that you're saying props artist, this scene's so cool that I would really like to see the props like broken down. And I think right now, yeah, it's just the two images. Let me click that just to make sure we're seeing everything. Yeah. So if you could get all of the stuff that's on the, like if I could get like a piece of wall and then have all the props laid out against it and the decals placed on the wall just in a stretch with like, just like a base lighting so you can see everything in its glory. Maybe some close-up shots of this area just to look at how you're defining the materials and the understanding of things. That I think that's key in landing a props position. You definitely have the scale down. Scale looks pretty good. I'd be curious to see how your scale holds up when you say take all of this propping and make another room inside of the house with different wallpaper, and maybe it's like the brother's room. So you got the sister's room, build a brother's room with the same props and maybe a different wallpaper and some different color sheets, and see if you can give the feeling that when you walk into one room, it's a girl's room, and you walk into the other room, it's a boy's room. It's like showing that flexibility. That's huge. That is huge. An Hour of Wolves, what's up, man? How's it going? I always say what's up, man, just so you know. I have no idea who's a man or not. Girl, boy, what's up? Vertex, you're not under any category on Twitch right now. Just a heads up. Oh. That's interesting. Oh, the song's playing again. I'm not really feeling that one. Tej might be able to deal with that. Curious might be able to too. I don't know if you guys have control over that or if I gave you control. If not, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. We're all here. So there's 63 of you. Trying. Oh, thanks, man. Nice portfolio, man. Looking forward to another scene or more props. I would definitely take this scene and just rip it up. Not destroy it. Rip it up. Show us the props. Do a breakdown. Break it down now. Oh, you PM'd me. What? Okay. All right. I'll be right back, guys. Next portfolio.